Hi, this is Mark Mullenkoff of the PantryTrak and PreshTrak team at the Mid-Ohio Food Collective in Columbus, Ohio. This video is being recorded on April 1st, 2020. This is a time of unprecedented need across our country. Food pantries and food banks are responding to that need. In support of them, our team of food bank, food pantry, and software professionals have created some new tools that we'll cover in this video. There's also a companion video which is focused on using the new mobile serve tools at an agency partner or distribution site. We'll have further links to that in the video description below. This video is primarily focused on the steps that a food bank and team members will need to follow in order to turn on the mobile serve functions in PantryTrak. With the use of these new tools, we'll be able to promote social distancing, program compliance, and support distribution and registration methods that respond to the higher levels of service and customer need. These include drive-through distributions, home delivery, the taking of reservations either through the food bank or through 211 call centers or other online registrations, and even the online registration or pre-registration by customers so that when they come through, they'll already be in the systems. Through the updated user interface, these mobile features will work extremely well on smartphones, iPads, full-size tablets, and even smaller low-cost tablets like a 7-inch or 8-inch Fire tablet from Amazon. One of our focus points has been on the health and safety of our staff and volunteers. For several weeks, food pantries and food banks have been permitted to forego the traditional e-signature processes in lieu of verbal acknowledgments by the customer that meet the eligibility criteria. With PantryTrak's mobile serve, staff and volunteers can use their own mobile devices, thus eliminating the sharing of equipment and mitigating the potential health risks. These new tools are built for speed with faster searches and a focus on collecting just the critical information that supports compliance and reporting. Our first beta test of this new software was done at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank when they hosted a drive-through distribution. The staff and volunteers used their own mobile phones and tablets to check in and serve over 1,200 cars in a single afternoon. PantryTrak doesn't require a ton of data usage, so users can easily connect over the web using their mobile carrier's network. There are two key parts to turning on these tools: the event setup in PantryTrak and the user setup underneath the agencies. We'll cover these elements as we log into the system. We're going to look at it from both the food bank tools perspective and we'll log in as an agency. So starting from a food bank's view, you're used to seeing the agency list, and we've got ours up here on the screen. In here, we're going to select one of our agencies that we want to turn on the mobile serve feature. I'll put in agency 1265, and that's Mission Outreach Pantry. When that loads up, we'll go over to the events, so the third tab over, and they have their normal pantry and their holiday baskets. We're going to add a drive-through event to support families and social distancing. We'll give it a quick name, drive-through. An event name. This event does use regulated product, so we'll assign it to the correct form. In this case, the Ohio JFS 04221 form. This is a pantry event. We'll pick the type of service, and because we're changing over from our normal choice pantry to a pre-pack, we'll set that. And for this agency, they typically supply at least a 7-day supply of food. And we'll set some basic hours for when the distribution is going to happen. 9 to noon. And we'll add this event. For those of you who have used PantryTrak before and set up agencies, this will be very familiar. We'll go back to the Events tab, and we'll see the drive-through event on the screen. To enable the new mobile serve, there's two parts to that. One, turning on the mobile serve function itself. So that'll show up here. You click yes, and you'll see a note that says it does require the display on home feature to be turned on. That just means it's the yellow button that normally displays on the main menu. So we would say yes to that. So by clicking those two things, we've turned on the feature. The one last thing that we'll want to do, because we're going to have a variety of new volunteers using this system, we're going to use our generic volunteer account, in this case vol1 at MOF 1265, and we're going to turn on a feature called Event Visibility Limits. This just simply means that when a user logs in to this username, the only event that they'll be able to see will be the drive-through distribution. So I hit the user with that button and said turn on the event visibility limits, and we go to the events that this user can see, and in this case we want to say that this user can see just the drive-through, and we've updated that user account now. Now we'll switch back over to the pantry. So here I am logged in, and at present we had just the pantry button. If I reload the page, it still doesn't show up until I log back in, and so let me log in as that agency. Because I used the shared user account, each of the volunteers will need to acknowledge the privacy policy and put their name in it. And now when I go to the main menu, the pantry button no longer shows up, but I do see the drive-through, and I see a new mobile icon that shows up for this tool. When the user clicks that, they'll be transported into the new mobile screens. We'll cover those in a second video. Hopefully these steps will help you as you get started using the mobile serve features of PantryTrak and setting it up for your food bank and for your partner agencies. For those food banks and partner agencies that might be new to PantryTrak, let me give you a little information about what we do and why we do it. From a food banker's perspective, PantryTrak is definitely by food banks for food banks. Like lots of great innovations across our network, PantryTrak was first developed and used in a mobile pantry that served families in rural Appalachian, Ohio. Mid-Ohio Food Bank, now the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, embraced and supported the growth and development of PantryTrak since early in 2012. Through the leadership of the Mid-Ohio Food Collective and our food bank and community partners, we were able to provide access to our primary system at no cost to members of the Feeding America network and their partner agencies. While it might seem like a bad time to start using a technology solution in the midst of a national emergency, we fully believe and have demonstrated that prudent use of technology in the face of a crisis will help you respond to the needs of your community, support reporting and advocacy, and ultimately let you and your partner agencies serve and support the existing and new customers in your food bank's territory. Please reach out to our team. We're here to help in any way possible. Thank you again for what you do each and every day to feed our neighbors. Peace, health, wellness to you all.